Reading is fun and math is great, but now it's time for Art with Miss Kate. Art with Miss Kate.
Thank you for our ever-evolving theme song. Today, Emmy Lou, the art dog, and I are going to show you how to make something with just newspaper and tape. If you remember a while ago, I asked you to start saving newspapers. And we haven't done much with three-dimensional artwork because I couldn't think of something that was easy to do at home that was three-dimensional. Let's review that word a little bit. This is two-dimensional. It has height and width but no depth. This tape is three-dimensional. It has height, width, and depth. Okay? So today I made you all a playground. It's not quite done. I thought you could watch me finish it just to give you some ideas. And it's all made out of newspaper and tape and a paper bag, a cut-up paper bag right here. I thought I would finish the slide so you can see how I do that. Now you don't have to make a playground. I made a playground because I'm going to cut down the corners like I did for the brown paper grocery bag project. That'll give me a larger piece of paper. And you can make whatever you want out of your rolled up paper once I show you how to do it. I made a playground because in a lot of places playgrounds are closed for safety, and I thought it would be kind of fun to have one in my house. Sort of in honor of you kids who can't go to playgrounds right now. So here I'm adding the bottom part of the slide with my paper bag, and you can tape it. You don't have to use a big piece of tape. You can use a small piece of tape. We've talked about that in the art room too, that you just need a little piece of tape, otherwise we use up all our tape right away. And if you would rather use Scotch tape, that's fine too. Any tape will work, whatever tape you have at home. And then I can take this piece of bag and finish the top part of my slide up there, so you can see how that's done. And then I'm going to show you how I made these rolls of newspaper, because it's very easy. And if you don't have enough newspaper saved up right now, keep saving them and just come back to this lesson when you have enough. I saved newspaper for a couple of weeks till I had enough to make something for you. You can make an abstract sculpture if you want. You don't have to do what I did. This is just kind of what happened. And I even have here a little merry-go-round that my husband thought of. I took a Lazy Susan and they put the rolled up paper on there for the handlebars. So my playground has a swing set and a slide and a merry-go-round. So let me show you how I made these newspaper tubes, which is what I built my playground out of. The best way to do it, if you have it, is with the really big double piece. I didn't have that many of these, but these make longer tubes. If you want your structure to be really stable, put two pieces that are the same size on top of each other, okay? I've done this in the past where one class started the sculpture, the next class added on, the next class added on, all day long like that. And in that case, we did two pieces of paper on top of each other because it was more stable. Now this little playground isn't going to live here on my table forever, so I just used one. But you can use two if you want it to be stable and if you want it to be big. And this is a really good project to do as a group or as a family. So if your grown-ups can help you, that's great. If you have brothers and sisters, you can all work together. It's a better group project than an individual project, but I did this. I built this playground by myself. All you do is roll your paper up from a corner. You roll it diagonally, and when you get to the other side, you tape it. It's super easy. Some people find it easier to roll on a table, some people find it easier to roll up in the air. It doesn't matter. Do it the way that works best for you. And once you get a whole bunch of these newspaper tubes, you can start attaching them to each other and making your structure. So what I did first, before we started filming, is I made probably 30 of these, something like that, a lot of them. Okay, here's some more. And I did that before we filmed. I made a bunch of these. And then what you could do is you can attach them to each other. So take a skinnier end and put it into a larger end, like this. Well, this one might work better. There! Now it's attached and now I have a longer one. And then, once you get them attached, you can tape them together if you want it to be secure. I didn't tape a lot of my attachments, but you certainly may. And once you get them longer, you can start bending them any way you want. And that's how I made my swing set and my slide. And I made my climbing the ladder on my slide by cutting some of them smaller. And now I have a tube, big one. So watch, this is an easy way to make a triangle. See that? Okay, there we go. And I can tape it right here. And I have a triangle. And then I can tape some other pieces and add to it. Change my shape. You can make something abstract, you can make something realistic, it's totally up to you. But that is how I made this playground structure. And I don't know if you can see the back of the slide. Let me take the front off so you can see how I did the ladder that climbs the slide, how you get up on the slide. You can, if I take this off, you can see those rungs back there. All I did was cut this in two, wrap them around and tape them, and that's how I made my ladder. So then you can do this idea. If you have something in your home that would add to your sculpture, you can also tape your newspaper pieces onto it if you wish. So the sky's the limit. You can make your sculpture go up to your ceiling, you can tape it to your light fixture, your window, it can go all over the place. One time we did this with 4 5th grade classes all day long, and we even made the news because the sculpture filled the entire art room because kids kept adding onto it and adding onto it and adding onto it. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have fun. I'm glad we finally got to do something three-dimensional. And Lori Worth, thanks for the great project. Enjoy. Miss you guys.